Okie dokie. Found a cool spot. Ooh, let me turn on this sucker. There we go. I think we're good. I hope that's in a decent spot as well, so I'm not like ear raping you guys. This is a pretty place. And readjust the camera a little bit. So, welcome back. I don't even know if I'll call this a Ben's Blueprint video, to be quite honest with you. It's just Q&A for some things that you guys are on, wanted to get answered or curious about or all that good stuff, but it took a minute to find a cool place. I don't know if you can see it. You kind of have to be in person for it to do it justice. There's the Glenbow River just down there and the huge valley that you guys are overlooking in, and get to answer some of y'all's questions. This is my favorite thing to do, guys, by the way, like just answering your guys' questions, chilling, talking. Like, I don't really get to do this often, even with myself, so this is sick. But I had to screenshot all of the answers. I did a poll on my Instagram, and I had to screenshot all of the replies because I don't have data and I needed to like be able to pull them up somehow. So I guess we'll just get right into it. If you're new here, my name's Ben. I am an 18-year-old sub-3 marathon runner chasing sub-250, hybrid athlete, content creator, a failure of one at least. We're getting there, and we're not giving up, but all right, I guess we'll just kick off with it right away here. We're just gonna go from top to bottom, no particular order. I hope this looks okay. The tripod's kind of being funky monkey because it's on a weird angle. I don't like that because the camera's, I'm just gonna straighten her out. The first question I got here is, do you deal with body dysmorphia? This is actually kind of a particularly hard question for me to answer. I'd say, in short, no, but I'd be lying to say if I didn't like worry or have a particular like thought or feeling that my body isn't there, or it doesn't look the way it should, or doesn't look the way it actually does. There are days where I just feel super uncomfortable in the way I look, but it really doesn't get to me in that way because I think it's when like if you do like running and lifting, like a hybrid style of training, and one day to the next, like your fitness is always going to stay pretty consistent, whether you're building or just maintaining. So if there's a day where I feel like I'm fatter or I don't look as good as I do, like gym wise, I might think that, but running wise, I was able to, like I'm in the same shape as I was a day ago, and that helps reassure me that like nothing's changed, like whether I'm bloated or I'm just holding on to a lot of water because of the sodium intake I have. Like, I don't really let it affect me too much, but I can see how it's a huge stigma in the gym realm. I think the gym like culture is kind of messed up in that way exactly, that it went from something that you do to like get in shape or look better to almost like there's a thing in track and field called trackflation, where it's like everyone's getting so good at track that you need to run like these ridiculous times to stay competitive. I think it's the same thing with body and how it looks. In the gym a while ago, you didn't have to have a crazy physique to just feel welcome or comfortable in the gym, but now you're on social media and all this crap, and you're seeing people who are jacked, and it's like bodyflation. It's like you have to, like there's these goals, or like the baseline to be considered in shape is so much higher nowadays that it could really reflect negatively on how you look now. And I definitely think that's true, just simply because of social media, like straight up. That's probably it. But I do a little bit, but running helps keep me grounded because I know I'm not losing it all in one day. That's just something you got to know. Like, your body's going to change day after day, but week after week, if you're staying consistent, nothing bad's going to happen, especially if you're on track with everything. And I know that deep down, so I don't really have too big of an issue with it. So yeah, I guess that answers your question. Do I deal with it? Not really, but there's some days where it's like pretty brutal. Running gear recommendations from John. Honestly, I'm getting to the point in my life where the less, the better. And that's something I totally would have disagreed with when I began running. I think I'm gonna chill on this side so you all can see a bit better. But that's something I definitely would have disagreed with when I began running. Like, I wanted the watch, I wanted the glasses, I wanted the shirt and the shorts, and I wanted the cool shoes. But now it's like, if I just have shorts I can wear, especially in the summer, I don't wear a shirt in the summer because, like, I'm a dude, so I'm not wearing a shirt. It's so freeing, by the way. But like yeah, now it's like I just need a handful of things and I'm okay. But for the average Joe, any recommendations I would give them would be, honestly, a tracking device, whether that be a watch or even just your phone. I would recommend a watch for sure. There's some from Garmin and Coros and Apple. I know a lot of people have Apple Watches already, and those are just fine, but I know they're not as accurate as Garmin or Coros, which really doesn't really matter, especially if you're just doing it pretty recreationally. But like, I know there's like the Forerunner 225, that's nice. I got the 965. It's definitely not the most affordable, but I'd recommend some tracking device if you want to stay consistent. Another one would be a good pair of shoes. I recommend, what works for me are the New Balances, really any of them. The SC Trainers, the 1080s, the Fuel Cells, whatever, they're all really good and I highly recommend them. And also a Saucony. I like the Speed 3s, not the 4s, I like the 5s. And a few Nike pairs. I have the Vomero 18s. I'm not the biggest fan of max cushion shoes because my feet get super hot, I find. And I'd rather just normal, more bare bones shoes. But if I were to recommend anything, it would be a good GPS watch to track your runs pretty accurately without having to carry around your phone, which is kind of a pain in the butt if you're doing that all the time. Obviously some running garments or gear. I really just rock the New Balance 3-inch shorts and then some random Nike ones. Like, you don't want to get it too fancy. And then a pair of shoes. And I wish I could give you an exact pair. I told you ones that I have, but like, it varies from person to person. Everyone's different and you're going to like different things than I do. So really, when it comes to running, I keep it as bare bones as possible. Like, and that's what I love about it. You don't need much. You need shoes, something to clothe yourself pretty minimally as well. If you're a guy, even a girl, like, you don't really have to be wearing, like, you're not wearing a turban while you're running. Like, sorry, that might have been a little jab to someone there, but like, you don't need to wear this crazy outfit. Like, just put on some shoes, put on some shorts, get your watch running and just go. If you have a road, you can just go. And I like to just think that's what I like to do. It keeps it nice and baseline and easy. That's why I love running, because it's such a low barrier to entry. And that's what I really would recommend. Nice shoes, shorts that you enjoy, and then some tracking thing, sunglasses if you're in a hot place. But I really don't have anything like that's changed my life. Really, if I can recommend anything,